Morning you guys, it's Karen and I wanted to do this quick intro, or as quick as I can be, to this scenting class to tell you kind of how it worked so that the video makes sense, and also to let you know that I didn't upload this as my normal kind of what's an entertainment vlog. This is for me to be able to watch through, and I need to watch through and watch his tail, watch through and watch his paws, watch his body, just to see what kind of indicators he's given me for the scenting. And I could have put this up as unlisted and just watched it myself or private, but I thought there may be some people that were interested in perhaps putting their dog through scenting, and you may want to see what a scenting class is like. It was a one-to-one session over 2 hours. There isn't 2 hours of footage here because obviously there's a lot of talking and then you actually do the scenting, but I'll quickly run through how it works. We went through a one-to-one, by the way, because the scenting class didn't start for months. Watson had already done some scenting with me, so he had a basis. We do find it in the house with treats. So the way that it works is they start off very, very simply by putting a couple of boxes down. You put a treat in one box, not in the other, and say find it. That bit for Watson was very, very simple because, like I said, he does it at home with me. We then move on to, I'm talking this through very quickly, but obviously you do a few practices of each before you move on. You then move on to trying to get them to associate with the gun oil scent, which is what this particular group use. And the way that you do that is they have a scented rag of gun oil, and inside that they put a treat. So it's just a little rag and they wrap it up with, he had buffalo in his, and then you hide that. Then when they find it, you feed them the treat from the piece of rag. The idea then is that they make a very strong connection between that smell and having a treat, and then eventually you remove the treat and you just leave the rag, and then they have to indicate to you that they have found it, and then they get a treat. That's it all in a nutshell. Watson was actually really good at this, better than I even thought, and so by the end we were actually moving on to him finding, or we moved on to him finding a scented rag only. Which she said was a little bit too fast, really, but he was so good at it. I certainly wanted to give it a go, and he did find the rag, and so that's the bit you'll see at the end where he did find it, and he had indicated to me by freezing, but I hadn't picked up on that, and so he had to turn his head as if to say, hello, you know, here it is. That's what the trainer said he was saying. So it's really interesting, I think, and I've put in a few of the circuits we did, not all of them, but the idea is they're prepping you to compete in scent work. And in scent work competitions, or for Scent Work UK competitions, you will do one or all of four things. You will either do boxes and bags, so that's just a circle of boxes and luggage, and they need to find the gun oil. You will do 2 tables and 8 chairs, and they will have to find the scented rag. An external situation, which is just like a sort of garden, you know, different items, and they'll need to find it, and then a vehicle. We did the vehicle, the external table and chairs, and we did all of it. And you get 3 minutes to find one article. Watson seemed to be doing it in less than 2 minutes, 1 minute 40. I think the quickest he did was 50 seconds. So, you know, really good times actually, and that was for more than one. Anyway, I will stop rambling and let you watch the class, and then I'll come back and chat to you at the end about the amazing things that I learned.
Hey, ready, Watson? Find it! Oh, cheeky monkey. So
he was watching, wasn't he?
Yeah. So when you put your hand right in the box so that he...
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheeky monkey.
It certainly is that.
Yay, well done.
Clever boy. Clever boy.
You're so clever, boy. Okay, find it. I notice it's collapsed again. Boy. Find it. Got a good nose though, I can hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear him going.
Yeah, I was saying to my dad, it kind of clicks in the second scent click. You hear that?
Yeah.
What they call it, that extra bit. It's clever boy.
He's got no problem with that, so we're going to do a proper search. So the first time I'll put a treat on every one of them, and then is it only to get them going round that searching. Basically just saying, I know it's bigger now, but you still got to go. And then we'll do just, well, I won't tell you how many. And then the only reason I get that you doing that is so you're aware of the time, because some people are really good at it and they go, that's 50 seconds, and it's maybe something like 53 or 55.
Yeah.
And others go, others will go 50 seconds and it's nearly 3 minutes. So it's just to get you used to that. Right. So this one, not the first one. The first one's getting a bigger search.
Okay.
So basically saying, go find them.
Yeah.
Second one, timing and reading his body language to tell me how many did he find.
Oh, okay.
It's really just starting you to start reading. There's a guy called William Silertuck, who is the kind of guru of scent. And he says there's 8 indications, so tail, carriage, ears, and so on. And I'll send that with my email.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
Basically what people do is they go back through the video and then say, right, this time I'll watch a video, I'm going to watch his tail carriage. This time I'll go through, I'm going to watch his ears. Because it's all of that that will eventually tell you that he's on the scent.
Good boy, are you ready? Are you ready? Find it! Good boy. Should I be saying good boy to him throughout?
I would just say it in anything, because his ears working pretty well. Sometimes if you talk to him too much, but it's not.
Good boy. Find it, Watson, find it. That was a spare one. Find it. Clever boy. Find it. Good boy.
That's excellent.
Clever boy.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Because even at there I thought, oh, is he going to
Well, I thought he's going to miss this one here.
Yeah. And that box there, when he started to put his teeth on it, I thought, oh, he's going to get into this box.
Yeah, he
and then
wanted
he
to.
stopped and he was like, oh, wait a
There's
minute.
nothing in it. Yeah.
There's
There's
still
other stuff
nothing
in
in
there.
there. So if he hadn't gone to those 4 boxes, you would have just moved yourself round here.
Okay.
Right, Watson, check these.
Okay.
So that because it's a team effort. He's
Yeah.
using his nose, but you're reading, where's he been, where's he not been, what's he showed interest in, because if he shows some interest in something but doesn't alert, you think that, oh, remember that, get him to check everything else, and if he still doesn't alert, then think, check this again. And how long do you think?
Oh God, I'm hopeless sometimes. 2 minutes?
1:17. 1 minute 17.
Oh my God.
Good.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to do now is we're going to do all the other searches, but then we're going to come back and do this, but with moving on the scent.
He likes that box, doesn't he?
It does like that.
You videoed the outside as well, did you?
No.
No.
Like there's nobody told it.
Right.
Except.
And then just turn there and go back the way. So just about turn and then go back.
Under that table.
It is.
Is it under here? Find it. Oh, good Yes. What a good boy. What a good boy. Clever boy. Okay, one more. Find it. Find it. This way. This way. Find it. Find it. You bet that one, City. This way. Find it, find it. I said that away. Find it, find it. Is it there? Yes. Oh wow, I was thinking it would be nothing. Oh, you tricked me. Good boy. It's good. What a good boy. Good boy. How long did that take?
1:40. Bloody hell. And how long they? 3 minutes. But you'd only be finding one. So that's really, really good. Wow. And he takes time. He takes his time. He works his way to the scent, but that's accuracy.
Okay.
So, you know, you're going to be, once he goes, whoa, what's in there, you're going to be pretty certain.
Yes, I wasn't really trusting him, I think that time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And when you're training them, you're going to know where they are
yeah.
to begin with. So let's do 3. 2 with food, 1 with nothing.
Okay. And so when he gets the one with nothing, I'll give him a treat.
You're going to rain food on him like
Okay. Get the treats at
the
the ready.
best thing that's ever happened in his life. Because if he did that, that's fast.
Okay.
So if he did it,
So
then
when there's no food in it, what will he do? Just sit or
I don't
what?
know. It'll be interesting. to see
I
what
think
Right.
he might, and he might not get it.
No,
But I
he'll
think
pick
he's-
it up and bring it to me.
I think he's getting to the point where he's like, oh, that scent means food.
Mm.
So
Right, we're not to look, are we?
where it will be easy to find.
Kiss.
I'll tell you what, they follow so much more instructions from hand than they do from mouth.
Isn't it? It's the hand signal that does it
so
for you.
we've got 3.
Okay.
What's in?
You ready?
This is the big time now. You're up with the big boys.
So 3, 2 with
There's
treats
3,
in it.
2 with treats. I'll tell you when there's no treats in it.
Okay.
I've made it a little bit easier to find
Okay.
than the other 2. The other 2 are
You'll get it, won't you? Are you
trapped
ready? Are you ready? You ready? Okay, find it.
Yep.
Boy,
Watch, he doesn't eat it. That's it, good.
clever boy. Okay, find it. Find it.
That's the sense. Oh yes, Rod, that's the one with no food.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Clever boy. Clever.
It's in the little pocket just where you are. Yep, so the word is close to that, that's it.
Good boy.
It's blooming brilliant.
He's a clever boy. Look at there.
And then one more.
Okay, find it.
Yep.
Oh, is it in there?
Yeah.
Have you got
It
it?
doesn't know. Doesn't know.
Yeah?
Should be good. It's in the up the top.
Oh, good lord, how did you get it? Mother can't even find it.
That was why I put it there because I thought to get it you'll need to move the box.
Yeah?
So it's a fairly obvious indicator that there's something in it.
Yeah.
But on that bag, he actually poured it a little bit.
Oh, did he, for the
Uh-huh.
indication?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them around so they're not in the same place. Because he does have a wee tendency to do.
Does it? Oh, okay. He's
I'll
having a
go
look.
back to where I got it before,
Okay.
and then I might get
Uh-huh.
food. So I'm going to move them. But they'll be exactly the same items because I don't want to contaminate the rest.
Yeah.
So I will just move them on this in the search, so he's got to go and find it rather than.
And you're just going to put them without food in?
2 with, without, and 1 with.
Okay.
without, 2 without and 1 with. Yep. That one's got food in it.
Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah, clever boy. Clever boy. Okay, find it. No, not this one. We've done this one. Find it, find it. Find it.
So that one's got one in it, but no food.
What's in there?
Put that one up. Aye.
Find it.
Yeah.
Good boy.
I would reward well, straight off the sock.
Good boy. So clever. You got it. You got it. We'll do it next to it. Good boy. Good boy.
Is that?
Okay. And there's
One more.
Without, isn't there?
Yeah.
Find it. Find it. Is it in there?
No.
Find it. Find it.
It's having a good search, but it's not in there. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Boy. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Boy. Good boy.
Nice.
Good boy.
Stayed
Yeah.
on the back.
Yeah.
Turn around and look at you. Just say
Okay.
hello.
I know, it's us that's slow, didn't I say to you? It's the humans that are like,
But it did the whole. There.
Yeah.
Hello. And if you watch, when I send them to you, if you watch that
Brilliant.
box, that middle box, so he goes, puts his head in it, hovers for a bit, and then he's like,
But he ignored that box completely, the
Yeah.
one with the green top.
yeah, it is.
I thought that would be his
Yeah.
natural route, but he kind of went, nah.
Yeah. And he went to that box and he did. They're saying, no food. I'll go and just check the others.
yeah.
And then he came, but he went, he kept going back. I would reward again,
Yeah.
right on the sock,
Good boy. Sit here. Good boy.
straight on top of the sock, as close as you can.
Boy.
Because you need to keep that association. And you can see it goes back 3 times. It goes to it and then goes back another twice.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
that's my fault though.
But it's not, it's him saying, I think there is something about this sock, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So we've not kept on
Yeah,
long
so
enough.
it's both our inexperience and not being
And
able to say.
it's just that we've moved on very quickly onto scent only.
Yeah.
So we've not made that strong association. This scent
Uh-huh.
means food.
Uh-huh.
This scent means food. So I would do all of I'll send it anyway, but I would keep food with the scented sock
Uh-huh.
for a good few searches and then try them with nothing.
Uh-huh.
But I'd do a good few searches of each of the 4
Uh-huh.
before I go to scent only.
4 as in car outside.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just doing food inside the sock because he's almost there.
I've never seen that.
He's almost
He's
there.
knackered.
It's just that he's still not got that strong association. So a good few searches and he will have it. Because he was just doing the, I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll walk away. I'll come, I know, because I think there's something about that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. And the 3rd time, I think there is.
Uh-huh.
So he's just not, I mean, he's only done it for 2 hours. He's
Yeah.
not going to have a nice strong association with gunmetal yet.
Uh-huh.
But he'll get it, no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay.
And
And
that's it.
is the indication at the trials anything you want, or does it have to be passive?
It can be anything you want.
Okay.
Apart
Because you
from
said he did a little pull
don't
there.
retreat out. If he paws it, if he lies down on it, if he sits at it. What he did, and you'll see it on the video, is he stopped.
He looked
went
around.
and looked round at you as if to say,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's here. And he gave you a real,
Yeah. Because I
And
did
that's
think for a second, but I thought, I think it needs to be longer than that. And then he looked round, come on, Mum.
aye, come on.
Yeah.
So, some dogs do look round at their handlers.
Hope that you enjoyed that. It was so much fun. At the beginning, I had thought it might be too basic, but we moved on so quickly because of that being a one-to-one session. I'm so glad I did it that way rather than over the 6-week class. But what I learned from it is that Watson is confident, and he's confident in new situations because for each of the events, if you like, the trainer was telling me that, so for example, the table and chairs, she said we have to start off by tipping one table up and tipping a chair up and putting some treats on them and getting them used to going under table and chair legs, because dogs will be anxious of that. For the van, she said, you'll find that he's anxious and doesn't want to take treats off the van, etc, etc. And for each of these occasions, Watson wasn't anxious at all, and he just took the treats right off the van and he went under the table legs no problem, and there was simply no issue. And she said at the end that he's a dog that in new situations he finds it interesting. And I always thought of Watson in new situations as being anxious, and that's been huge for me, because like he's going with a new walker who's covering my dog Walker when she's on holiday, and I knew that I would be worried, and I thought, oh, you know, I'll go for a walk with her myself just to get Watson used to her and maybe go in her van with him or something like that. But whereas now I don't have to, because I know that in new situations he just finds it interesting. He has not got any anxiety. I mean, he has a certain level of curiosity that, you know, like when he sees something he's never seen before, like when he first saw a snowman, he'll sort of step back and lean forward and smell it. And, you know, we gave him a balloon in the garden and he was like, huh, what is this? Like leaning forward, you know, but he's not scared. This is a class that can increase confidence in a dog, which I never realized it could do. So if he had have been anxious, it's a great way of increasing confidence. So if you've got a dog that is having trouble in new situations, or even just is generally anxious, this would be a great thing to do with them. It increases your bond. It helps you to learn things about your dog that you didn't know, not just about the confidence, but now, like he was indicating to me and I didn't see it until he turned round. He was using his nose so much more than I thought he was. That's the hoovering started, so I'll take this opportunity to leave it. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below. I would highly recommend Time Water K9 for training. That's who I use. I will leave a link to